So yesterday was one of those crazy days in crypto. So we went up to 30,000, we went back down, and then we went back up again. And what most people saw was volatility. I'm going to show you though what most people actually missed yesterday. I'm going to show you why Bitcoin's next move is going to be up. I'm also going to show you why I added yesterday. Remember, I took the Bitcoin position at 27,980. Then yesterday, I added some Ethereum to that same position. And then I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tokens that you have to be buying in every single dip that we get now, because every time that I've bought these tokens on the dip, I've landed up making even up to 100% on my money. So it's a huge show today. It was a little bit late, but it's all going to be worth it. I promise you, promise you, promise you. So listen, wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Let's do this, fam.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go. Get up, and then they got go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Listen, you better be up and awake, because here I am bringing you Crypto Lab and Crypto Wisdom. To do this, I landed up waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, because it's actually now in Texas, it's 8:30 in the morning. But to get ready for the show, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning just to bring you this Crypto Lab and Crypto Wisdom today. So all I'm asking of you, I'm working so hard. I'm going to the conference by day. I'm going to parties by night, to networking events by night. Then I'm waking up at 4 in the morning, all so that I can bring you guys crypto love and crypto wisdom. And today I'm going to bring you so much crypto love and so much crypto wisdom, because there is a lot going on. All I want from you guys, listen, really, 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 all I want from you guys, just smash the like. That's it. That's all I ask, is just to help us get distribution. Smash the like. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. It is the best fam in crypto in the world. And I just want to say that, speaking of fam, you know, we told you guys yesterday that we're going to Bitcoin Miami, and I actually want to show this to you guys because it's super important that you guys see this. If you are thinking of coming to Bitcoin Miami and you want to meet the fam, we tried to get you guys free tickets. We really did. We fought with the organizer, but they wouldn't give us free tickets. So what did we do? We asked them to give you guys discounted tickets, and they gave us discounted tickets. And so we decided we wanted to give something back to the family who's coming to Miami. So here's how it works. If you are coming to Miami, go and get a ticket. There is a link somewhere here. In fact, James, if you could bring it, yeah, Bitcoin Miami. Can you bring this link to the top under the trading competition? If you click this link over here, and then you use the Crypto Banter promo code, we said that the first 20 people that use that link will get a dinner with myself, Sheldon, Miles, Kyle, and the whole Banter team, and Hustle. And so those 20 tickets obviously got sold out. But what we're going to do is we're going to add another 5. So you got last chance. If you're coming, 5 people, sign up there. You'll get a ticket to Bitcoin Miami at the lowest possible rate that you can get a ticket. And also, you will get a free dinner with myself, Sheldon, Miles, Kyle, all of us in Miami. So listen, if you're not part of the fam, join the fam. We've got a lot to talk about today, because what happened yesterday could be the biggest opportunity of our lives if you just realize what actually happened and you understand the backstory behind it. Because what most people saw was they saw the FUD. They saw market manipulation, they saw FUD, they saw fake alerts of the Mt. Gox coins moving. But if you are smart and you actually realize what happened, and this is why I had to bring you guys a show today, this show could actually change your life. This show could actually change your life. But in order for that to happen, you've got to really understand what happened and what the opportunity is as a result And yeah, that's what you got to understand. I'm also going to show you why I think Bitcoin's next move is up. And I think it might even be a little more violent up. And that's going to take Bitcoin and the altcoins up with it, if I'm right. I'm still holding that we're going to go up. And then I'm going to show you 6 altcoins that I think are going to do very, 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 very well based on data, etc. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let's quickly go and look at, I'm just trying to get all my charts here. Let's look at what happened yesterday. So this is yesterday's chart, and I'm looking at it on the 1 hour time frame. And the reason why you got to look at it on the 1 hour time frame, because if you look at the daily, then actually it looks like nothing happened yesterday. Like nothing happened. That's yesterday, that's today. Nothing really happened. But the reality is that we know, because we were in touch, that a lot of things happened yesterday. In fact, the move that we had in Bitcoin was a 10% move. If you look at what happened to Bitcoin, actually the move was about 10%. And we need to understand what it was, because this move actually was caused by completely unnecessary panic. And that's why I, in the middle of the move, again, informed you guys on Twitter that I'm actually buying some more Ethereum at $1,850, and I'll show you exactly why. So first, let's look at what happened. So we got this alert that potentially the Mt. Gox coins were on the move. People started to panic. I have no idea why people started to panic, because the Mt. Gox coins were already on the move. Because remember, the one thing that we know about the Mt. Gox coins is they're going to be on the move. The liquidator has told us, as early as December, the liquidator told us that in March, they're going to start distributing the Mt. Gox coins, and they're going to distribute the 140,000 Mt. Gox coins between March and September. That is not new news. They have warned us and warned us and warned us repeatedly that those coins are going to hit the market. But nonetheless, when there was an alert that potentially these coins were on the move, the market actually went down. I don't understand. It's almost like I say to you, something's going to happen, and then it starts happening, and then you only react when it starts happening. But that's not how you trade the market. Anyway, what actually happened, because what actually happened was actually unbelievable. So what happened was we got another batch of liquidations. So what happened? $300 million of liquidations happened in the last 24 hours based on this fake news FUD. $300 million worth of liquidations happened in a couple of minutes. What did that do, though? Because this is the interesting part. So fake news around a market event that was already supposed to be priced into the market, because the liquidator, if anything, has been super transparent with us and said, hey, on this date, I'm going to start liquidating the coins. Be ready. What actually happened? Well, it flushed out the leverage. We got $300 million of liquidations, because what happened was here, all the longs got flushed out. So as the market went down based on this news, all the longs got flushed out. Then the market went up again and flushed out all the shorts. So you had like this double whammy of flushing out leverage. Bang, leverage flushes out all the longs, liquidates them. People realize that it's actually bullshit. We go up again. The shorts get wiped out. The net result is exactly what Whale Chart says. He says, Bitcoin's leverage now hits the lowest point since December 2021. I've said to you guys a few times that the reason why I wasn't comfortable taking a long position, and I was waiting for one more leg down, was because there was too much leverage. But the events of yesterday actually took the leverage down to a level that we haven't seen since December 2021. So look at that. Sorry, since December 2021. So if you look at what happened to the leverage yesterday, you'll remember that we've been following this perpetuals chart on Binance. Now this shows you the number of perpetuals that are actually open. When there are a lot of perpetuals open, then you will see that would mean that there is a lot of leverage in the market. When there's very little perpetuals open, it means that there's not much leverage in the market. This flush out that happened yesterday took us back to December 2021 levels of leverage. So you can see we went all the way back. On this chart, not really, because this is only Binance, but if you look at the market, the excess leverage is now gone. This was the sign that I was waiting for. I was waiting for a sign that leverage was out of the market, and we got the sign. Leverage is now gone. We had a reset in leverage, and now we can actually start going back up again, because in a slow, steady manner, with spot being bought and then slowly increasing the leverage as people get more confidence that this market is actually going up. So extreme flush out in leverage. In fact, $300 million worth of leverage. There it is, another big leverage shakeout green bar over here. Bang, gone. Longs and shorts were actually leveraged yesterday. So you can see some of them were long and some of them were short. Why? Because the market went down and the market went up. Result is leverage is out. Result is that we could be following this kind of pattern. This was again done by Joe, the Irishman, who's our head of research. But what you can see is we had a fake out, we had a dip, and then we had a big climb up, we had a little fake out, we had a dip. We could be getting this big climb up, and I'll show you the factor that is actually making me pretty convinced that we could be getting this big flash up, because I think that that's the next part that I wanted to talk to you about. So that's what happened yesterday. The leverage is now gone. We could be ready for the next leg up. But in order to get the next leg up, we need liquidity. We need money to come into the market. Remember, I said to you that actually Bitcoin is a function of liquidity. The more liquidity there is in the market, the higher the price of Bitcoin. I keep saying it to you. This is the chart that I've always shown you guys around liquidity. I always say to you guys, if we take the entire liquidity of the entire world, in other words, we say, what about add the liquidity of Japan, China, EU, and the Fed? It doesn't matter if one's tightening, if the rest are putting more liquidity into the market. And in fact, while we know the US was trying to reduce its liquidity, take money out of the market, we also know that they didn't manage. Why? Because of the banking collapse. What did we get the other day? We got another bank collapse, which means that the way to fix, the way that the US is going to have to deal with it is put more money into the economy to bail out the banks. We spoke about that yesterday. For those who weren't in class, go back and check it out there. For those who are in class today, say present, present, present. I see you guys all in the chat. So just say present if you are in class. Remember, it's all about liquidity and it's all about global liquidity. And the US, as much as they've been trying to tighten, haven't managed to tighten because of the banking collapse. At the same time, China has been driving up all our liquidity. So China has been putting more liquidity in the market, and so has Japan been putting more liquidity into the market. And now when I look at what China is doing, and yeah, this is just a liquidity chart, and if you do look at it, if you look at it quite closely, you can see you have an increase in global liquidity over here, bang, the Bitcoin price goes up, and so on and so forth. Every time we get, see here, we had a drop in liquidity, and so we had a drop in price. As soon as the liquidity started to go up again, bang, the price starts to go up again. So now, what do we get again? We have China back in the market, and again, putting in more money into the market versus the reverse repo rate. So no matter what's happening in the United States, the People's Bank of China put in another $12.5 or $13 billion in reverse repo rates in just 7 days. So the US may be trying to reduce their balance sheet. Just quickly get you the Fed balance sheet. See, so let's quickly so that's the Fed balance sheet. Fed have been very good at taking money out the market, as you can see. Haven't really succeeded at all. And they're trying to get their money out of the market. This was the little banking collapse. Bang, they put more money in the market. Now we've had another banking collapse. Let's see what lands up happening here and if they put more money into the market. But at the same time, China doesn't give a shit. China is saying, look, we're putting more money into the market. Every time that China has put more money into the market, bang, you've got an increase in the price of Bitcoin. You can see here, this is a chart that, again, Joe made for us, but here we go. They started to inject 504 billion yuan, bang, price of Bitcoin went up. Here, they started to inject money, bang, price of Bitcoin went up. This recent pump that we had, we didn't know at the time what the reason for the recent pump is, but now we know that actually the reason for the recent pump is actually the fact that China is putting more money into the market. And so that is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that China is going to continue to put more money into the market. And for as long as China is putting more money into the market, we can expect a pump regardless of what's happening in the US. So here it is visually. If you look at China's market operations, this is China putting in more money into the economy since January this year. Now, if you look at when did Bitcoin actually start climbing? Well, since January this year. This is not coincidental. Let's quickly just take a Bitcoin chart. Let's quickly just take a Bitcoin chart and just quickly look at what the chart looks like. I'm looking at it on a 1 hour, which is crazy. So that's the Bitcoin chart in 2023. And here is the liquidity chart of 2023. Again, let's just quickly look at it again. Bitcoin chart 2023 starts here, and liquidity chart 2023 over here. You can't make this up. I mean, you can see that right now the pumps in the market are actually all about Asian liquidity. It's all about the Asian liquidity, and that's exactly what this market is all about. The more liquidity we get, the more we're going to get pumps in this market. And it's global liquidity, it's not normal liquidity. So if you're sitting on the sideline right now, I caution you against sitting on the sideline when people in China, or when China is actually starting to stimulate their economy. And we had another bit of information today, which I'll talk about. We had the US GDP data, which came out. Now, again, most people will interpret this GDP data as bad because what they're saying is the Q1 GDP was 1.1% versus what people thought would be 2%. So that means that the economy is actually much slower right now than people expected. And what does that mean? Well, it simply means that the Fed cannot continue to tighten, because if they do, they may actually destroy the economy even more. So let me refresh this, because it was 76.4% before we started the show and before that data came out. Let's see what happened to the possibilities of an interest rate increase. Let's have a look. In my opinion, it should have gone down. It went up. Okay, we'll keep monitoring the situation. Anyway, it's all about liquidity. And what happened yesterday, which was a crazy amount of volatility in the market, was actually all about liquidity too. And I'm going to show you how the result of the illiquidity of this market is what caused the violent moves in the market. And what caused the violent moves in the market can actually, if you know what you're doing, if you have your finger on the pulse, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because not many people understand this. But I have to show you a tweet from 𝗷𝗏𝗏 Trading, which made me really think about this. So this is the tweet. And it's profound. It seems like a simple tweet, but it's actually profound. And if you can get your head around this, I'm going to show you how you can make a lot of money just by understanding this tweet. What he says here, he says, enjoy the highly inefficient market while you can. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't take it for granted. Okay? Enjoy this inefficient market while you can. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't take this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for granted. We're never going to see a market like this ever again. We're never going to see a market that is so easily tradable and so illiquid in an industry that is changing the world. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was around for the dot-com bubble. I was around for the mobile phone bubble, and I was around for the social media bubble. And the difference between those bubbles and this bubble, and they weren't bubbles, those technological advancements and this technological advancement, is that here, everybody has the opportunity to trade 24/7, 365 in a market that is very liquid, but at the same time, illiquid. When I say very liquid, you can trade whatever you want, whenever you want. The problem is that and you can trade assets that were ordinarily illiquid. Like, for example, in the Facebook and social media growth of the cycle, you couldn't trade the assets. So you could have said, wow, there's this huge Facebook social media revolution, but you couldn't trade it. There was nowhere to trade the tokens or the equity in these things. The same thing with like internet and mobile phones. When those things came out, you knew that the technology was going to change the world, but you could not trade it because there was no tokens, and not everyone listed on stock exchanges, and stock exchanges were not accessible to most people most of the time. Here we have a very unique opportunity. You have liquidity because you can trade whatever you want, whenever you want, at a very early point in a company's lifestyle. Think about this. Before crypto, if you wanted to trade in early stage lifestyle of companies, early stage levels of companies, you couldn't. It was all private equity. You couldn't get in, you couldn't find a buyer, you couldn't find a seller, and so you had no liquidity to trade. But in crypto, you have a unique opportunity where you have liquidity and you can trade companies you can trade companies that just have a white paper. Before they even start doing anything, you can trade those companies. This is a unique point in history. It's a unique opportunity in history where ideas, white papers, early advancements in products and technology are liquid. You have the opportunity to trade all of those things that I just mentioned, which is a unique opportunity in history. That's the one part of it. The second part of it is that the same things that are liquid are actually also illiquid. What do we mean by liquid and illiquid? The liquidity is that you can trade them. The illiquidity is that when a lot of people try to trade them, there isn't enough for everyone to go around because the market is small and the market is illiquid. So what does that mean? What does that actually mean for you and I? And why do I think that this is why do I agree with this tweet, that this is the most unique opportunity that I've ever seen in my lifetime? And I've got to reiterate to you guys that I was around for the dot-com bubble. That's when I started trading. I started trading in 1998, and I started trading the dot-com stocks. I was around for the launch of mobile phones. I was around for the launch of social media. I am here at the launch of blockchain. I've never, ever seen anything like this. An opportunity to trade whenever I want, whatever I want, and at the same time, an illiquid market. And here is where you got to become super smart. If you are one of us and you have your finger on the pulse, because the market is illiquid, you can identify things before they happen and you can trade on them. And when the masses eventually catch up to you, because of the illiquidity, they will drive the prices up to the moon or down to the floor. You get what I'm saying? In an illiquid market, if you're early and you act early, and then the masses come and there is not enough liquidity for everyone to trade, that is when you make the life-changing returns. That is what this tweet's about. He says, enjoy a highly inefficient market while you can, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime market. Do not take it for granted. We will never see this ever again. We will never see this ever again. At least I can't see us seeing this ever again. If you are early, if you have your finger on the pulse, if you can trade with your finger on the pulse, if you have conviction to trade with your finger on the pulse, you will never make more money than you can make in blockchain, and you can make it now. It is impossible. Let me show you how this actually happens. And don't take it for granted that people know as much as we do. We're the Banter fam, and there's probably a couple of other fams that have this information. If you're researching on Twitter all day long, and if you have your finger on the pulse, and if you're following the right people, and if you have conviction to take trades, you have an advantage over everybody else in a market that's illiquid. And when they catch up to you because of the illiquidity, they will drive the violent moves up and they will drive the violent moves down. And right now in this market, we are at a point where the liquidity is at its lowest. Here's a report. Here's a report that shows USD. All good. Okay, amazing, amazing. Okay, so I don't know what happened there. Obviously, they didn't like what I was saying, but let's hope that now everybody can actually hear me. Is my sound okay? Can you guys hear everything? Okay, that's amazing. So as I said to you, right now, you have a unique opportunity because you're in an illiquid market. And the more illiquid this market gets, the more you know your stuff. And the more you know your stuff, if you can hear me, just smash the like button. If I see the likes going up, I know that we're back here. But what you can see is that right now, the opportunity is the biggest. Why? Because the liquidity is the smallest. And in an illiquid market, if you can get, if in an illiquid market, if you can be earlier than everybody else, when they come in and they trade the information that you know about, then what will happen is you will make life-changing money and unlimited returns. And I want to show you an example of this yesterday. So let's analyze what actually happened yesterday. Okay, so yesterday was a big day that highlighted this. What happened? So we have this company. This company is called 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓. What they did is they published two what I think are irresponsible tweets. The first one is they said, in the past hour, Jump Trading deposited $27 million of Bitcoin into various exchanges. Okay, now that's an irresponsible tweet. Why? Because $27 million worth of Bitcoin into exchanges is nothing. $27 million is a number for ants, okay? I mean, sometimes I transfer more than $27 million into exchanges. This is a dumb tweet, okay? Like, seriously dumb tweet. But then they also published another alert that said that Mt. Gox and US government wallets were making transactions. And so what they did was they flooded out the market with two tweets. One is that Jump Trading were moving $30 million, which anybody can move $30 million. What an idiot, what idiots. Second thing is that you got Mt. Gox and US government making transactions. And then what happened then was that sent the market into a tailspin. As you can see on the 1 hour chart, the market went down because everybody was panicking that the Mt. Gox liquidators were actually starting to send Bitcoin and that the US government was starting to sell Bitcoin. By the way, even though we know that those coins are going to move. That information is in the market. The market has already told us Mt. Gox coins will move between March and October. And the US government has told us that they're going to sell 40,000 Bitcoin between now and the end of the year. They have told us this. No new news, but they published this. The market started to overreact. What happened when the market started to overreact? Well, because there was no liquidity, because liquidity is at its lowest point in a long time in the market, the market started to go down. When the market started to go down, it triggered a cascade of liquidations. Bang, 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 bang. All the liquidations happen. $300 million worth of liquidations happen. Then the market goes up again. And when the market goes up again, the shorts get liquidated because of this fake information. So why am I telling you this? What's the opportunity here? $800 million in longs get wiped out. What is the opportunity here? Well, the truth is that you have all the information at your fingertips. If you are smart and you are a little bit ahead of the competition, all you do is you go onto the on-chain and you check the data, which is what I did. And what we saw is that Glassnode said it, I checked it, the trustee balance on the Mt. Gox account hadn't moved. The US government account hadn't moved. So the Fed's on-chain activity hadn't moved. So this was fake news. So that's why the minute that I saw the fake news, I said, hold on a second. This is fake news. I'm actually now going to start buying ETH because this whole thing went down. First thing is, you have the access to this transparent market. What happened? Because of the illiquidity, the market went down. And then it went back up again immediately as soon as it happened. So I published this alert. I said, guys, urgent update. The government wallets are not selling Bitcoin, and the Mt. Gox Bitcoin have not moved. Rumors have set the market move in an illiquid market. I'm not closing any of my longs, and in fact, I actually took some more longs. Actually, for fun, I actually took some longs in the competition. So I'm now ranked. I haven't been trading, but I've got like 2 ETH or 3 ETH long here. So I'm up a little bit. But what am I trying to show you here? I'm trying to show you that in this situation, if you just had your finger on the pulse, you could have traded this and you could have capitalized on the fact of the illiquidity. Because the market is so illiquid, when the market went down, you knew the market was going to be bought up again. The other thing is that we shouldn't be panicking about information that is already in the market. The Mt. Gox coins are going to be in the market because the liquidator has told us the Mt. Gox coins are going to be in the market. The US government has told us they're selling 40,000 Bitcoin this year. That is not new news. That news should be priced in. Yesterday was a drill. It showed us what would happen when the actual Mt. Gox get liquidated into the market. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. It could happen today. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen next week. What's going to happen is the price is going to go down because it's an illiquid market. And then the price is going to go up again. Why is the price going to go up again? Because people are going to realize, hold on a second, we know that this is the right, that the coins are going to hit the market. So what do? We're going to wait for the actual announcement of the Mt. Gox coins to go into the market, and we're going to wait for the actual on-chain activity when the government starts selling their Bitcoin. Then the price of Bitcoin is going to go down, and then you buy it, because you're not going to have many more opportunities where people have to declare that they're selling. This is a unique opportunity where people have to declare that they're selling. The Mt. Gox liquidator is one of the rare times in history where a seller has to declare that they are distributing coins. The US government liquidating coins is another rare time in history where the government has to be transparent about the fact that they're selling coins. In the real world, people aren't that transparent before they sell because they want to try and get the most out of it. So yesterday was a drill. When the real thing happens, you buy because you know the price is going to go up. It's as simple as that. Anyway, what happened? They apologized. They said, oh, by the way, sorry, there was a bug which today caused alerts to be sent erroneously to a small subset of users. A bug. Yeah, we believe you that there was a bug. We don't believe you at all that there was a bug. They said today we fixed a bug related to Bitcoin alerts that caused us to no longer send alerts to a small subset. This was one of them. The fix won't affect any additional users, was unrelated to label blah, 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 blah. They apologized for what they did. They did a lot of damage to our industry yesterday. A hell of a lot of damage to our industry. And already our industry is reeling from the damage that we keep doing to our industry. Why did they do so much damage to our industry? Well, 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗧𝗓 is looking for a reason not to approve a Bitcoin spot ETF. And in looking not to approve a Bitcoin spot ETF, what he keeps citing is market manipulation. He says, the problem with Bitcoin is that you can get market manipulation. This strengthens his case. We just gave 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 a case to say, and I tweeted this yesterday, I said, 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 just filed this and included it as the main reason why spot Bitcoin ETF will not be approved anytime soon. Why? Because it's so simple for this market manipulation. That's the problem. We are giving 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 ammo not to approve this because this is market manipulation. I'll show you just exactly how market manipulation this could be. I'm not accusing them of doing it, just to be clear. I'm saying this could be. You start a trade, you start a research company, you send a whole lot of alerts, you take a short position, then you send out some FUD alerts, then you take profit, and then you apologize and blame a mysterious glitch. Now, I'm not saying that they did it. I'm saying the problem is that you can see how simple it is in an illiquid market to manipulate the market for a very short period of time. But as soon as people got smart and saw the on-chain data, and I tweeted and a whole lot of other people tweeted, then the price went back up. And that is exactly why I say to you. We have one opportunity to be able to trade life-changing technology in an illiquid market. In an illiquid market, the person who gets the information first, the person that has conviction to trade on that information first, is the one that makes money. If you are watching this and you think that you spend more time than the majority of the market researching things, and that you understand the market just a little bit better than the majority, you have an unfair advantage. You have to capitalize on that unfair advantage, and you cannot be a spectator. Because there are a lot of people who have the information, who listen to the shows, who do whatever they're supposed to do, but then they never act on it. They're just spectators. I don't know about you, but in an industry like this, with an opportunity that's this big, I don't know if I want to remember this period of my life as someone who was a spectator. I want to remember this period of my life. I want to look back at this period of my life and say, you know what? There was this new industry that launched. It was called crypto. We didn't have information in this industry. So what did I do? I started a CNBC show. In fact, for those of you who don't know, I did launch the first televised crypto show in the world. Why did I do it? Because I wanted to get information before anybody else. And I knew that if I become a host on a show, I'm going to have to force myself to get information as soon as it comes out, which is why I do this every single day. The reason why I do this every single day is because I want to get information before everybody else. How do I get information? Well, I research this all the time. I have a team of researchers, Joe the Irishman, Ferdy, Fred, the gang. There's 50 people that work at Banter, 65 people that work at Banter. We research this all the time. The reason why we do this, the reason why I stream every single day is not because I want to stream. It's because I know that if I stream, I'm going to force myself to be on the ball every single day. And if I am on the ball every single day, more than everybody else, I have an unfair advantage. And I have this unfair advantage in a market that is illiquid. And if you combine that and you say, position, this is why I did it. This is why I started Banter. True story. The reason why I started Banter, not because I wanted to stream, because I needed someone to force me to stay on top of the market. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what we do. We stay on top of the market just so that we can have an unfair advantage to everybody else in an illiquid market. And then what do? We give you that unfair advantage. Whether we give it to you on Twitter, whether we give it to you on the streams, we give you that unfair advantage in an illiquid market. And I'm going back to it. You can choose whether you want to take this, whether you want to complain about this highly inefficient market, or whether you want to enjoy this highly inefficient market while you can. Tell you one thing for sure. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're not going to see this again. You're not going to see such liquidity in such an illiquid market. You're not going to see the opportunity to trade ideas, assets, white papers, early-stage products in an illiquid market. Regulation is about to close all of that as they slowly make these things look more like securities. You have the opportunity now to either stay ahead of everybody else in this game and make potentially life-changing money and become financially free, or be a spectator. You have the information. It's here every single day. Here on a whole lot of other streams, on Twitter, you have the information. Are you going to pay attention? Are you going to give it a little bit more time? Are you going to act on the information? Or are you going to look back at this period of your life and say, I was a spectator? I don't know about you, but this time around, I'm not going to be a spectator. And that's why I'm here every single day at 4 a.m. researching the market till 12 o'clock at night, then again at 4 a.m. so that I can get information before everybody else, and I can trade on that information before everybody else. And in an illiquid market, what I know is that the masses will come, and when the masses come and try and catch up, they will force the market up. You can choose whether you want to do the same. Let me know in the comments which way you guys are going. Which way you guys are going. And if you don't know how to trade, just join Sniper School. It is free. There's another cohort starting, I think, now in May. Join. It's free, guys. It's free. Free school. Anyway, I think I've had my rants for today. Just want to show you how illiquid this market actually is. Every time there's a drop in liquidity, every time there's a sudden drop in liquidity, the market moves either up or down. It's mathematics. It's so simple. Anyway, I did promise you that in this illiquid market, there are 5 alts that I would be buying. And coincidentally, yesterday when we were at Consensus at the event here, I spent a lot of time actually talking to a lot of these projects. We're going to release a video Saturday or Sunday, and I'm going to show you why I'm buying. But there's 5 or 6 alts that I'm buying every single time that this market dips. I'm going to tell you why I'm buying those 5 alts. I'm going to tell you what those alts are. That's what I'm going to do. Someone says ransacked like Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson also did a rant, and then all of a sudden he got sacked. Fred, I hope you don't sack me, bro. For my rant, I hope you don't sack me. Fred's actually probably the only one who could sack me here. All right, so let me tell you a couple of things about Consensus. The first thing is, and I hope today gets better, but a lot of companies never came to consensus. It's not as busy as it was last year. Now, I really hope that today gets better, but I want to tell you what I saw. A lot of companies were walking around, and I said to them, guys, why aren't you exhibiting? And they said, well, you know why we're not exhibiting? We're very scared of the SEC. And I said, well, what do you mean? They said, well, look, even though we don't offer our products to America, because we come to a conference in America and there are American people in this conference, we could be seen by the SEC as promoting to Americans because we came to an American conference. And so one thing that I realized yesterday was there were a lot less exhibitors and there were a lot less people, which means that the SEC is having a huge effect on this industry. Like, you can see it. You can see less people walking around. Why are there less people walking around? Because there's less, because A, because we're not in a bull market, but B, because people are scared. Exhibiting companies are scared. They're saying, look, look, even though our product is not available to US people, we're not going to exhibit at a US event, because then the SEC can say, hey, you promoted your product in the United States. And so I saw a lot of exchanges. I saw perpetuals exchanges. I saw a whole lot of wallets. I saw a whole lot of projects that were walking around, talking to people, but didn't actually pay for exhibition stands. So that's the first thing that you got to see. At the same time, you've got Hong Kong, which is going crazy. There was an event last week in Hong Kong where there were 50,000 people at the event. Then you also have, they're also releasing more legislation and stuff like that. So there really is becoming a tale of two sides. And walking around consensus, we actually saw this. Anyway, now going back to the 5 altcoins. As I said to you, there are 5 or 6 altcoins that I've decided that I have to buy on every single dip. And I think that you should do the same, even though I'm not giving you financial advice. Specifically, I'm not giving you financial advice while I'm sitting in the United States, because then I could be seen to be promoting while I'm in the United States. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so what are the altcoins that keep bouncing? And I keep saying this to you guys. Well, if you've noticed, looking at the crypto bubbles, you can see that whenever the market moves up, there are certain bubbles that move up the most. And whenever the market moves down, there are certain bubbles that move down the most. So what are those bubbles that have been moving up the most and down the most? Because what that means is that if you they get a dip every time, then you know that those are the ones that are going to dip the most. And then when the prices go up, you know that those are the ones that are going to recover the quickest. And I've identified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tokens that have moved up and moved down. In fact, 4 tokens that have moved up and down the most, and 1 that I think that you should be adding to your portfolio anyway. The first one that goes up and down a lot is Injective Protocol. So let's talk about why I would be adding Injective Protocol to my portfolio in every dip. Injective Protocol is an easy entrance, or the best entrance, into the Cosmos ecosystem. The problem is that Cosmos is actually a technology. It's not a chain. There is a Cosmos chain, but Cosmos is actually a cross-chain technology. It's a bunch of chains that can actually communicate together using a thing called IBC, which is a bridge. Now, because people can't invest in Cosmos itself, what they do is they are investing in what they think will be the best chains in Cosmos. Because remember, in Cosmos, all the chains are actually connected. And so what's happened in the last couple of weeks is people have said, what's the best way to get into the Cosmos ecosystem? Is it osmosis? Is it EVMOS? What is it? And what the market has decided is that the best way to get into the Cosmos ecosystem is actually to start buying Injective, which is the DEX infrastructure that they think will win here. And that's why that's why Injective continues to go up. People are almost saying, can't buy Cosmos, then what do I buy? And what they're landing up doing is they're actually landing up buying Injective. So that's the first one that I'm going to keep adding to my portfolio. I'm not buying it now. The other day I did say to you, if it touched $6, I would buy it. I'm telling you again that if it dips, and it did, it just missed $6 on the 25th. Here it is, $6.39. So I was so close. So Injective, first one that I would be buying. Second one that I would be buying is one that we've spoken about a lot. Let me know in the comments if you know what it is. You should know what it is. It's been one of our favorite tokens for a long time. We told you guys to buy it at 40 cents. And The one that I'm looking to buy now is Render. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying to you buy it today. But what you'll notice about Render is that Render has very, very, very violent moves up and very, very violent moves down. Look at the 4-hour chart on Render. It went up to $2.20. It went down to $1.62. It went here, up $2.20, down again to $1.62. Now it's gone up to $2.45. We know it's going to come down quite aggressively. When it comes down aggressively, I think that this is one that I would be adding. Why would I be adding? Because there is a narrative around funds, which I saw here at Consensus, that said, funds need exposure to AI. If you realize what happened with the results for companies yesterday, you'll realize that the following companies are being repriced. Meta is being repriced. Microsoft is being repriced. Google is being repriced. Why? Because they mentioned the word AI. Google mentioned it 59 times in their earnings calls. Microsoft mentioned it 49 times in their earnings calls. Meta mentioned it 46 times in their earnings calls. The new narrative in the big world is AI. People are trying to grab the narrative of the real world and bring it into crypto. Now, when it comes to crypto, there are very few real AI plays. Yes, there is Fetch AI. Yes, there is SingularityNet. But then there's Render. And what the market is saying is we think that the best play in AI is actually Render, because Render is the rendering power that all of these computers are going to need to process the AI data models. And I said this to you a long time ago about Render, but now the funds just keep buying it. So funds continue to keep buying Render because they think it is the AI play. At the same time, they're moving to Solana, we know that, but they also have a unique tokenomics model where they're going to start burning tokens. This is under their new token model, burning model. So every time they're going to have a deflationary token supply, and they are now the AI player. So the second token is Render. You want the third token? Let me know in the chat if you want the third token. Come on! I can see you guys. All right. So the next one that I'm actually looking to buy may come as a bit of a surprise to you. To be blatantly honest with you guys, I haven't bought any yet, but I am going to buy it, and I'm going to show you why I'm going to buy it. I'm just going to find a good chart for you so that you can see it. Let me just find a good chart for us. Here we go. I want to show you guys a good chart. So the next one that I'm actually looking to buy is Radix. And there's a good reason why I'm looking to buy Radix. Radix have an unbelievably strong community. It's an OG project. It's been around for a hell of a long time. In fact, it's been around since 2013. But in July this year, they're launching a new upgrade. I think it's called the Babylon upgrade, if I remember correctly. And on that upgrade, they're going to have smart contracts, plus they're going to have a unique consensus algorithm, and it's going to start coming out. Now, the reason why I say I'm going to buy this, the one part of it is I think the technology seems to be pretty good. The second thing is that they've got a very good community. But the third thing is this thing has radical swings up and down. Remember I said to you, those are the ones that I'm looking at. The big candles down become the big candles up, so I can trade them. Big candle down, big candle up. We're looking for tokens that move up aggressively and down aggressively. Am I buying it now at $10.72? No. Am I waiting for a dip? Absolutely yes. When the dip comes, it is one of the 5 tokens that I buy on the dip. Injective, Render, Radix. The next one that I buy pretty aggressively on the dips is Arbitrum. The reason why I'm buying Arbitrum on the dips is because it is a resilient token. You saw the other day that Bitcoin went down and Arbitrum just went up. In fact, let's look at the Arbitrum BTC chart. You might actually be able to see it much better in the Arbitrum BTC chart. But look at that. Bitcoin goes down. Arbitrum continues to be flat. That tells me that this is a resilient token and that this token can go back up and go and hit all-time highs. So for me, another one that I'm buying is Arbitrum. I'll give you 1 or 2 more. Stargate. There's not a lot of hype around Stargate, but it is the most impressive piece of technology around another very impressive piece of technology. The most impressive technology in this industry right now, when it comes to cross-chain and multi-chain, is layer 0. Layer 0 is a messaging protocol which allows users to basically use all the blockchains without knowing which blockchain they're using. Okay, so that's how you simplify it. Now, layer 0, you can't really invest in layer 0 yet, but they did raise at a valuation of $3 billion. So the first raise was like at $30 or $40 million. Then they had a huge raise at a valuation of $1 billion. And then they had another raise at the valuation of $3 billion. And all this happened in the last 24 months. Okay, 24 months. The only project that you can invest in on top of layer 0 right now, which is viable, is Stargate. Now, if I look at Stargate, the usage numbers, if the analysts, researchers, if you can just send me usage numbers into the show group, let me just show the guys what I'm seeing on Stargate. But let's quickly just go to Stargate. There's not much hype on Stargate. This is not one that's going to bounce quickly, but let me show you something here. So STG USDT. Okay, not much hype on Stargate. But from a technological point of view, from a tech point of view, there's very, very, very little tech that's better than Stargate. Now I look at this and I say, hold on a second. Right now, if I look at the fully diluted valuation of Stargate, it is, if you look at what the fully diluted valuation of Stargate is, $800 million. If I look at the fully diluted valuation of Uniswap, 6 times that. I think that Stargate is going to be much more important than others in this. So Stargate is another one that I'll be buying. So I think I gave you Injective, Arbitrum, Render, Radix, Stargate, and if you want one just for shits and giggles, and this is seriously for shits and giggles, Casper, K-A-S-P-A, not C-A-S-P-R, K-A-S-P-A. Again, why do I like Casper? So Casper, from a technological point of view, not really mad about the technology. It's a proof of work type technology, but give them the benefit of the doubt there. This could be what people use their Bitcoin mining machines to actually mine, number one. But number two, and for me, much more important, is this thing moves up and it moves down. So when there is a dip, this thing seems to recover the quickest. Let me show you something over here. And remember, this is the last one that we threw in just for shits and giggles, all in a good market. We're not talking about a bad market. In the bad market, this thing is going to go down. But you can see there are violent moves. If you look at the 4-hour, violent move down, violent move up. If you look at the daily here, you got violent move up, violent move down, violent move up, violent move down. But ultimately, the line is up. So what's the strategy? The strategy is if we get a bit of a dip and this thing does come down to, like it came down to, look at this, it came down to 20 cents and now it's back at 30 cents. That's 50% back on your money. That's crazy, crazy, crazy opportunity. Let's see if the guys can send me Stargate. Here we go. Let's look at Stargate usage numbers. Stargate, key metrics. Let's get usage numbers here. So I think that, let's see if we can get fully diluted price, Stargate trading volume, tokens, daily active users. Here we go. Let's look at their daily active users. Okay, look at the growth in, we started off with nothing, obviously. We had a growth spurt here, we're starting to grow again. For me, this is one that it's going to be a critical piece of infrastructure for the token economy, and I think that's one that we should be buying. All right, is there anything else? I think there are a few other things. So let's have a look here. This is quite big news. Stan Druckenmiller has shorted the US dollar. He's gone short the US dollar, which came out on the same day that Argentina starts to pay for Chinese imports in yuan rather than dollars. So this big thing is actually happening. I think that's it. Remember, guys, if you're not part of the trading competition, get on the trading competition. It's still early. You can win a Tesla. You can win a Rolex watch. You can win $10,000 in cash. We will be funding accounts. I won't fund accounts today, but I will fund accounts tomorrow because I have to get the conference today. I have to get the conference today. There is a link below. Sign up. It's not too early. You can actually get in and you can start making money. And I mean, where else do you get a chance to put $250 into an account? to stand a chance to get your $250 back, and at the same time, to potentially win a Tesla. It's like a no-brainer. Anyway, listen, guys. See you guys again tomorrow. Hopefully, I think tomorrow's a banter. Is tomorrow a banter? I think it's Thursday today, which means tomorrow is a banter. Who is on our banter? Fred, Josh is our banter. Who's coming on? I think Gareth on tomorrow. Harry Dent's on tomorrow. I don't know. There is a banter. Look out for it. I will be funding accounts tomorrow. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.